Politics is how society determines, without using violence, who gets power and resources, and how they get them. Government is an organization established to exercise authority over a group of people. Earlier, power was defined as ability to make others do what you want them to do. Authority is a power that citizens view as right. Government exercise authority because people recognize them as legitimate. Each government exercises its authority over a group of people living in what political science calls a state. Politics deals with distributing power and resources in society. Economics also involves in using resources, but it focuses on the production and distribution of goods and services. In capitalist economy, individuals and businesses own the means of production and make the production decisions. These individuals and businesses operate through the free market process, relying on the forces of supply and demand. In the socialist economy, individuals do not make economic decisions, but the government does. This system is also called a command economy. Rather than allowing individuals or businesses to determine how much to produce through the free market, government officials decide. Some countries in Western Europe, especially Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, have developed hybrid economic systems. These systems occupy a middle ground between socialism and capitalism, called social democracy. These systems reflect the belief that most property can be privately held, but they also embrace the values of equality promoted by socialism. In authoritarian systems, governments have ultimate power over how the people live their lives. Examples include autocracy, monarchy, and dictatorships. In non-authoritarian systems, ultimate power rests with the people who live in the state. They use that power to control decisions concerning their lives. The most extreme form of this system is anarchy, which has no government or laws. Another example is democracy, which includes direct democracy and indirect democracy. In a direct democracy, there are no representatives. People do all of their own voting. But in indirect democracy, citizens vote for a small group of leaders who then act as citizen representatives. The representatives vote for the citizens as the representatives make laws and manage the daily affair of government. England and its colonies in North America initially accepted their political relationship as perfectly normal. However, the relationship started to sour. The colonists began to develop an identity as Americans rather than as transplanted English people. Furthermore, they believed that as colonies they should have the same rights as British citizens, which leads up to the Revolutionary War. In 1754, French and Indian War begins, which is the key event leading up to the Revolutionary War. Other events include Sugar Act, Stamp Act, Township Act, Boston Massacre, and the Boston Tea Party. Even in the middle of the war, colonists did not at first clearly express a desire for independence from Britain. But the pamphlet Common Sense, written by English-born Thomas Paine, the first published in January 1776, turns their old ideas upside down. Urging the colonies to break with Britain, Paine called for independence and republican government. His passionate writing crystallized the thinking of colonial leaders. In 1776, the direction of Committee of Congress, Thomas Jefferson sat down to write a Declaration of Independence, a justification for why colonies should be free states, separated from England. In 1777, the Continental Congress met to try to come up with a framework or constitution for the new government. The Article of Confederation, approved by the Second Continental Congress on November 15, 1777, was the first constitution. The U.S. Constitution established American national government and fundamental laws and guaranteed certain basic rights for citizens. It was signed on September 17, 1787, by delegates to the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, presided over by George Washington. On America's first governing document, the Articles of Confederation, the national government was too weak and states operated like independent countries. At the 1787 convention, delegates devised a plan for a stronger federal government with three branches: executive, legislative, and judicial, along with a system of checks and balances to ensure no single branch would have too much power. The Bill of Rights, 10 amendments guaranteeing basic individual protections such as freedom of speech and religion, become part of the Constitution in 1791. To date, there have been a total of 27 constitutional amendments.